Did you feel frustrated you had some points
Well,
you let get away?
it's a catch-22 because as we leave, we hear exterior talk, and maybe in our own minds, you're setting goals at 500, and I think for us to take the new step or the next step, 500 isn't going to be good enough, especially when you look at the games that we were involved in. Toronto game, we had an opportunity to take points there. And certainly in the two games that we lost in regulation, to get it to the last minute or two and then give it up is disappointing. So we got to look at it from both sides of the glass, half full and half empty. It's important now. This is the first test we have of being away for a while, coming home and trying to reestablish our game here. So that'll be a big task for our team tomorrow. But day by day, we just approach it as getting better.
There's times when you go through a winning streak where you feel like you're winning games that maybe you shouldn't be winning, or maybe you're losing games you shouldn't be losing. Do you feel like your record is pretty indicative of what your team has earned this year?
I think it's fair. I thought early on in the year, the first 4, 5, 6 games, we were giving up way too much. We were loose. We weren't checking and focusing on some of the tasks that we had to do without the puck, and potentially got away with some wins there. But in turn, it evens out later on, and I think it's fair to say that we're deserving of the record that we have to this point. Where we go from here now will be up to the group, and we've got to approach every night like it's the beginning of a new winning streak, and get after teams. And when we're aggressive and we're paying attention to our assignments all over the rink, we're a hard team to play against.
Do you see any difference in the way that Maroon plays and the way McLellan plays with Connor?
Do I see any difference? Well, they're both big bodies. They both know where the net is. Both of them have had success producing points. Sometimes it's just a matter of changing things up. And, there's not a lot of reading and reacting that's different between the two. I think Patty's had a little more puck luck around the blue paint than Milan did. The great thing about it is we feel like we have two guys that can go into that position. They're interchangeable, and for the most part, Milan has found some chemistry with Leon as well. They didn't have the greatest game in Pittsburgh, but they'll be the first to tell you that. But over and above that, they played pretty well together.
And does Milan maybe use his body more to push off and be more bullish than Maroon, or are they the same?
No, I wouldn't say that. They're both big, strong, unintimidated people in and around the blue paint and anywhere else on the ice. I don't think we lose physicality or a rugged guy, regardless of who's on that line. I think they both can supply that.
Mike Babcock says Connor maybe got a little tired against Toronto because he played him too much in the first period. What do you say to that?
Well, that was like 3 weeks ago, wasn't it? 2 weeks ago? When was that? I don't know. How come you weren't on the trip, Matty? Yeah, well, they go figure. Hey, you come where it's sunny. No, no, he didn't play too much, and we're fine. We'll continue to manage our players and deal with our players.
So how much is too much for a forward in today's NHL?
When their tongues are dragging on their butts and they can't, when their tongues are dragging on the ice and they can't fulfill their assignments all over the ice surface, then it's too much.
20 is usually a good round figure for a forward. Defenseman can play 25, 26, 27 minutes, but forwards
Depends on whose calculations. I don't know if there's a good number. I know that certain players can only play 8 minutes a night. Others can play 23 minutes a night. We never really seem to talk about ice times. I've been to 4 overtime games where guys play an hour and seem to be doing just fine. They seem to settle in and continue to manage their game and their assignments, and so that's it, I guess, for the Toronto game, however many days ago.
How close is Hendricks? He was out for practice.
Yeah, he didn't stay for the whole thing. He's out skating. It's more of a rehab skate for him. There's others that have skated before practice and get off right away. They're not near ready to be involved in physical contact. Matty's probably the closest, but still not ready for it.
Russell and Cassian they're still day-to-day,
They're
or
still-
not ready to practice?
They're day to day. I wouldn't qualify them as week to week, so let's keep it day to day.
And what's the update on Griffin, who's in to have his back checked?
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that. We just got back. I think he was in town here getting looked at by Edmonton doctors, and I don't have any update there for you at all. I'm not aware of it at this point.